today's post, we're going to be talking about gluten sensitivity once again. In a previous post, I broke down how gluten is being really not evaluated appropriately these days in a typical lab. In a typical lab, you're getting 3 markers checked, potentially 3, definitely 2. One is alpha-gliadin, the other one's a transglutaminase. And we talked about in previous posts how there's actually 4 gliadins, or parts of the gluten molecule. There are 8 transglutaminase enzymes that the body can create antibodies to. So when you're getting checked for 2 as opposed to 24 markers with gluten, you're really being shortchanged. And if potentially you're being told that you don't have a problem and they haven't checked those other markers, and you do have those other markers, and you do have the sensitivity and you're being told you don't, then that's why you can continue to feel like you're feeling. So the reason why gluten has become such a problem is that the way gluten is processed, is grown, the way it's processed, the way it's grown, the way it's tinkered with in genetic modification is why gluten sensitivity has exploded in the last few years. If you notice, there's aisles of gluten-free foods, and you're hearing more and more about books being written by celebrities who have gluten sensitivities, and you're actually seeing more and more about gluten sensitivity. And the reason is that, first of all, the way that wheat is genetically modified, or GMO foods, genetically modified wheat, what they're doing is they're making it resistant to diseases. They're making it resistant to drought. As a result, the amount of protein that's present in that wheat is greater. So there's a greater chance for our body creating an antigenic response to it, or creating antibodies to this substance. The second reason why that gluten has become such a problem is that when they store it, the storage of it in the silos and whatnot, they're storing it there for a very long time. It's not like they go into the field, they cut down the wheat, they bring it to the mill, and they grind it down to flour. It's being stored there for a very long time, and as a result, what's been found is that there are enterotoxins, or toxic substances that can be produced while they're being stored for such a long time. And these become new antigens for our body to react to. It's something that our bodies have never seen before, and as a result, it will create an immune reaction to those things. Now, the third reason is through processing. When they process wheat and they put it into substances, it's called deaminated gluten. And what it is that your body actually creates itself deaminated gluten when transglutaminase digests down gliadin. So deaminated gluten is a part of the processing of gluten. As a result, it is a new antigen for our bodies to look at. So when they're doing it artificially through processing of foods, and there's a lot of that deaminated gluten in the foods, our bodies will start reacting to it and create antibodies to it. So in some of the examples would be things like modified food starch, substances that you see in certain sauces. That is what deaminated gluten is, and if you want to find out all the different names, just Google it and you'll see deaminated gluten. So these are the 3 reasons why gluten has become such a problem. And in the next post, we're going to be talking about cross reactions to gluten and why it's important for you to investigate other foods that you might be sensitive to, because it is those foods that actually can trigger the gluten sensitivity. And it's why only half of the people that have celiac disease resolve on a gluten-free diet, only half. So if celiac is a gluten problem, but only half resolve, there's got to be something else going on, and that's what we'll be talking about in future posts. So I hope you like this information, and make it a great day.